What's going on, guys? My name is Chris Holochek, and this is another session of Holo Sessions. And today's topic is, does money and fame fix all your problems? And, you know, I've never been like a millionaire or anything like that, but, yeah, I've at times in life run across sums of money that are more than usual than what I get, or, you know, fame. I've never been like an A or B list celebrity, but I have had taste of fame that, well, let's just say my fame was, you know, 20,000 followers on Instagram, which, you know, it's, to some that's a lot, to some that's not, you know. I'd say at that level, yeah, I wasn't on like national TV shows, you know. I wasn't having people coming up to me at grocery stores wanting a selfie or autograph from me or anything like that. You know, nothing like that intense. And, you know, I have friends who, you know, are other YouTubers, you know, some of them do like travel channel stuff, and they do it based on whatever location they're at. So they don't get around too much except for that location that they're promoting. So they, yeah, naturally, everywhere they go in that town, people are, you know, coming up, wanting to say, hey, like your content, or, you know, want to take pictures with them and stuff. And specifically, I'd say, yeah, I got a buddy in Thailand who does that for the town I go to, Pattaya. He promotes that, and I got a buddy in Rio de Janeiro. He promotes that, and yeah, both those places I saw, those guys were constantly getting stopped by people everywhere they go, and from people recognizing them from their YouTube channel. So these are guys with, yeah, one of them has like 80,000 subscribers. One of them has 30,000 or 40,000. And yeah, that alone will give you a decent amount of fame, especially if you're in one concentrated area. So yeah, for me, the 20,000 was obviously for music. And most of them were in Brazil. You know, I actually got that through the COVID years. I was studying, you know, how to grow my music and get out there more online, and that was the perfect time to do that. And you know, I invested in myself, invested in how to do that, and I did it. And eventually, you know, start off like 10,000, getting to that point, and then it just kind of replicated. And as I'm making this video, I don't know if it is at 20,000 exactly or not. I was a little below it, but regardless, you know, it gave me some I guess street credit in the music industry, having that many followers. Although I know a lot of major label execs and stuff could see they're all from Brazil. You know, they put that kind of stuff into perspective. People, you know, high up in the industry, you know, who your fans are, how'd you get them and stuff. That's a big part too. So just because I have 20,000 followers doesn't mean I'm, you know, being sought out for a big record deal. You know, I got to do, you know, Josie Music Awards. Like, you know, I had 2 nominations in 2022, 2024, I had 6, and this year actually I won, ironically, for acting, not singing, but in my music video, I did for my last song, Drive. But anyways, I guess the point of this is, you know, none of that fixed the holes I felt inside of me. You know, having that many followers, I thought, you know, having fame, you know, every problem I had was going to be fixed, and that was going to make every wrong I'd ever gone through in life right. You know, when I started music, I was doing it, to be honest with you, for the fame. I was thinking, oh, like, nobody here appreciates me, so I'm going to make it big, and then they're going to, you know, regret not valuing me. And that was such a bad way to, you know, a bad foundation to start my music career, because through time, you know, I eventually started getting more comfortable with myself, and, you know, the fame started growing. You know, I had more people reaching out to me and stuff, and, but yeah, I ended up, also, y'all know, about a year ago, I kind of disappeared from social media. Just got burned out at that point. When I got injured, I was like, it's just going to drive me crazy sitting here watching everybody having fun, enjoying their lives, seeing their highlights, and I'm sitting here injured, not being able to do anything about it. And at that point I had to unplug from it, because it got overwhelming after a while. I would make a post, I'd do a video or whatnot. Every time I did that, I get a bunch of messages, a bunch of comments, which that's not a bad thing. I make it sound like it's a bad thing, it's not. But after a while, you do that for every post and got all these people hitting you up. It starts delaying things. Like, you need to get things done, but you're so busy like having to respond to everybody. And a lot of these people that you respond to, they like respond lightning fast back, to where they want to keep the conversation going and going and going. And I got things I got to do. It's like it's taking time away from me actually doing the very thing y'all followed me for, and or they followed me for. And it was just starting to get in the way. And after a while, I realized maybe that's not what I want. So I feel like with fame came more problems. People. I was definitely getting a lot of love from other musicians, people in the music industry at the peak of it. And the only reason why is because I'm somewhere a lot of these people want to be. They want to rub off on me and get to where I'm at. It wasn't because they were genuinely friends with me. So that was something. Once I dropped off, I realized and learned very quickly that, and through I guess tragedy and loss too, other times where I'd really find out who was really there for me. And part of what made me want to like step away was just all the fake and phoniness, butt kissing and stuff in the music industry. It just seemed like a lot of the venues I try to play at, there's always some gatekeeper, one person that's in control of you playing there or not. And it pretty much doesn't come down to how good you are, but how good are you with that person? Do they like you? And if they don't like you, you don't get a gig. It doesn't matter how good you are. If that one person does not like you, you don't play. So it just seemed like politics and silly after a while. Long story short, it wasn't what I expected it to be, and it actually got overwhelming. And I didn't even hit a big amount of fame, like a small amount. Like I can only imagine, going viral or something, what that would have done. I don't know if I could have handled it at the time. And I really just stepped back, to ask myself, like, why am I doing music? Am I really doing it for other people, or am I actually doing it for myself? And if I'm not doing it for myself, what do I need to change to make that happen? And that's why I've been like recalibrating, what I actually want in music. And it's taken a long time to, I guess, get back into that. But I just want to make sure when I'm getting back in the saddle, I'm doing it for genuine reasons and not for fame, notoriety, and all that. And I just, dealing with that in Nashville just drained me after a while. It was like, everybody's, you could tell when people are like being phony nice to you. It's like their smiles all the way up to their chin, like, but their eyes are angry. Like, I always heard it was called a Methodist smile, when people smile with their mouth but their eyes are angry. I'd get a lot of that being in the music industry, and you could tell. It's like you could just feel people's energy. Like they didn't really care about you and who you were. They just wanted, what you could offer for them. And they'd offer to help you, but it's more so to get them going. And I've had it where there's people I've helped move up in the industry, and they eventually get to a level where, maybe I'm going down and they're going up, or they've already surpassed me, and they kind of forgot I helped them. It's like they kind of forget who I am and stuff, and it's betraying, feeling you help somebody get there and they just kind of push you to the side. But that's the industry for you. I just had to dial back and make sure I was making music for the sake of enjoying making music and creating, and making songs that were for the people, were from my heart, from what I'm living through, my experiences, and not just, oh, is this going to be trendy? Is this going to go viral? And that's something I've had to step back and change. And as for for wealth and stuff. Like I've told y'all in the past, I inherited inheritance from my mom. She had an IRA and retirement when she died, and I ended up blowing that in 2 years. But the one blessing that did do those 2 years is it helped me do music full time like I wanted to, and helped me like establish myself. I remember those 2 years were some of the happiest years of my adulthood. I was doing what I love every day. I was playing music, and because of that inheritance, I didn't have to worry about, working a day job to pay the bills and stuff. It was like way less worries. Whereas now, I ran out, had to get back into working a, corporate 9 to 5, and well, not 9 to 5, way more than 9 to 5, but you know what I mean? Got a mortgage now, and it's all these bills I didn't have back then. So yeah, I was kind of forced back into the corporate life, and I'm kind of stuck there. And but if you're not ready for wealth, if you never experienced it, or you're in a scarcity mindset, you're gonna eventually blow any like big financial gains you get. A lot of the lottery winners, they blow their wealth within 5 years or end up getting killed. It's actually pretty dangerous to be a lottery winner, especially a lot of the states where you can win the lottery. Like, you have to legally disclose your name in it. Some states, they let you be private, but many don't. And I feel like that puts a target on you once you've announced that. You got all these cousins coming out of nowhere that you never knew were your cousins asking for money. And it happened again, guys. My phone shut off for running out of storage. These videos really take it up. I gotta really go through this and delete some old videos and stuff. Anyways, like, you're not ready for wealth. You're gonna blow it away. You have to get your body ready for, body and mind, your soul ready for any like big financial windfalls or fame. Like, you have to really be ready consciously and subconsciously to get that done. So my recommendation is, you may not have it right now, but you have to get yourself, right on the inside. Make sure whatever you're shooting for isn't for an egotistical reason, like to prove people wrong or to get all this fame and notoriety and stuff. As just your ego shining. Are you doing it because of that, or are you doing it because it's why God put you on this earth, why God gave you the gifts he gave you, to get something done. And deep down your soul, it feels right every time you do it, and that's what you should be doing. So so I guess the answer to the big question is no. Wealth and fame do not fix your problems at all. If anything, they amplify them. Any problems that were there before and problems you didn't know were there, it brings it up. So you see all these big names and stuff living the life and in luxury. Let's just say the grass is not always greener on the other side. Extra money would be nice to pay the bills, but at what cost is it? So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you do, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Helps me get the message out to more and more people. And be sure to leave a comment tell me your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree or whatever. I love to hear what you got to say. Anyways, with that being said, my name is Chris Holowchuk, and Holla is hollin' out.